Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. The political battle in Gujarat playing out in Delhi will break jail locks to free him, says the Delhi Chief Minister about his Deputy Chief Minister, who's currently being questioned by the CBI for 8 hours and counting. Crowds of AAP supporters accompany Manish Sisodia this morning at the CBI headquarters. The BJP says, what is AAP celebrating? Have they won the World Cup of corruption? The Congress votes for a new president after 2 decades. Sonia Gandhi, the interim president, says, I've waited a long time for this. The Congress says other parties should learn from us in holding independent elections, but worries over what the Gandhi role will be, as a Congress MP says Rahul Gandhi should be the face for 2024. Justice DY Chandrachud appointed the 50th Chief Justice of India. He will have a 2-year tenure. This will be the first father-son duo to both be Chief Justices. His father was also the Chief Justice of India. It's not cricket. Didi now bats for Dada. Mamata Banerjee to the Prime Minister. Why hasn't Sourav Ganguly been sent to the International Cricket Council? The BJP says if you're so worried, make Sourav Ganguly the brand ambassador of Bengal. A horrific BMW crash live streamed on Facebook. All 4 men inside the BMW were killed on the Purvanchal Expressway. The car was at over 200 kilometers per hour. The passenger warned, "Hum sab marenge." The car smashed into a truck coming the wrong way. UK's new finance minister reverses the controversial mini budget just over a month after it was announced. Is it time up for Liz Truss as Rishi Sunak backers grow stronger? Are the Tories finally ready for Rishi? Our lead story tonight is the political battle of Gujarat being played out in Delhi as Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is currently being questioned by the CBI. This as Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is campaigning in Gujarat. Here are the top highlights.
अगर दिल्ली के स्कूल अच्छे हो सकते हैं तो गुजरात के स्कूल भी अच्छे हो सकते हैं। देश के लिए गांधी जी जेल गए थे, देश के लिए भगत सिंह ने भी फांसी खाई थी। मैं अभी यहाँ से जाऊंगा, जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, मनीष सिसोदिया छूटेंगे।
Almost leading the BJP to ask, why are you comparing Manish Sisodia to Bhagat Singh? And is AAP celebrating the World Cup of corruption? Manish Sisodia still being questioned by the CBI as we speak.
Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on his way to the CBI after summons, but not without rallying AAP workers and supporters. He's called for questioning in the alleged liquor policy scam.
आज गुजरात में भाजपा बुरी तरह से हार रही है, इसलिए घबरा के मेरे ऊपर फर्जी मुकदमे करा के जेल भेज रहे हैं। आज मैंने कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं किया। इन्होंने पूरा मेरा घर छान मारा, मेरे बैंक लॉकर छान मारे, मेरे गांव में छान मारा, इन्होंने मेरे आसपास सब छान मारा। इनको मेरे भ्रष्टाचार का कोई सबूत नहीं मिला।
Sources in the agency say Sisodia was questioned on allegations that liquor companies were involved in framing Delhi liquor policy. There was a loss to public exchequer. There were irregularities in the implementation, like post-facto cabinet clearance, 6% commission to public servants.
जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, मनीष सिसोदिया छूटेंगे.
In the meanwhile, campaigning in Gujarat, Arvind Kejriwal raised the pitch, linking the CBI summons to Sisodia and the buzz around his arrest to the upcoming assembly polls.
जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, मनीष सिसोदिया छूटेंगे. जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, मनीष सिसोदिया छूटेंगे. जैसे ही 8 तारीख को नतीजे आएंगे, गुजरात में आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी. जेल के ताले टूटेंगे, मनीष सिसोदिया छूटेंगे.
मैं मनीष जी को कहना चाहता हूं, आप चिंता मत करो, आपके ना आने से प्रचार बंद नहीं होने वाला। ये सारी जनता प्रचार कर रही है, घर घर जाके प्रचार कर रही है।
जब आपसे सवाल पूछताछ किया जाए तो आप जश्न मनाइए।
The BJP denied the CBI was on a political witch hunt and hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, alleging it was protecting the corrupt.
जिस प्रकार से मनीष सिसोदिया आज एक खुले कार में अपने समर्थकों के साथ नारे लगाते हुए, फूल माला डाले हुए निकले हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है मानो कोई किला फतेह करके वापस आ रहा है। It seems as if the Aam Aadmi Party has won the World Cup of corruption.
Bureau Report, NDTV.
So Manish Sisodia currently still being questioned as we speak. Arvind, what about the speculation that he could possibly be arrested? In fact, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia are already making that comparison with Shahid Bhagat Singh, which the BJP is attacking.
Yeah, Sonia, Manish Sisodia, the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, who is currently being questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation in connection with this alleged Delhi liquor policy scam, arrived here at around 11 a.m. and it's well over 9 hours and the questioning is still underway. So what we are being told is that the agency did offer him a lunch break, but he said that he would prefer to complete the questioning and then he would prefer to step out once at all. So what we are being told is that the questioning will go on for some more time and it's unlikely that the questioning will end today. So in all likelihood, he would be called for questioning tomorrow or day after tomorrow once again. But coming to the point whether he would be arrested today, we did reach out to our source. What we are being told is that the questioning session is still underway. Only at the end of the questioning session, based on the answers that he has given, the agency will take a call whether there would be a need for a custodial interrogation or not. But as of this moment, things are very fluid. It's very premature to say whether he would be arrested or not. But agency is saying that the questioning session will not be over today and in all likelihood will be continued in the coming days.
Right, Arvind, thanks so much for that. And of course, the details you were saying also that there have been arrests in Telangana and the ED is also investigating a possible Telangana link with the Delhi liquor issue.
Yeah, Sonia, the Central Bureau of Investigation has arrested Abhishek Boinapalli, who is a businessman from Hyderabad. So what we are being told is that this particular businessman, along with his associate Arun Ramachandra Pillai, played a very vital role in not just implementation of this particular policy, but also framing of this particular policy. What we are being told is that these two individuals, they are in touch with several businessmen, especially the liquor companies in Hyderabad. In fact, one of the liquor companies, the YSR Congress Lok Sabha MP's son, who is part of this particular liquor company, he is also being currently grilled by the agency. And what we are being told is that these liquor companies made almost 12% as profit due to this particular Delhi liquor policy, out of which 6% was allegedly given as a commission or kickback to political parties. And that's where the agency is looking at this Telangana link, because both this Arun Ramachandra Pillai and also Abhishek Boinapalli, who are currently being, Abhishek Boinapalli has already been arrested, Arun Ramachandra Pillai is being currently questioned. These two individuals are based out of Hyderabad, and that's why the agency is looking at the other players involved in this particular deal.
Right, Arvind, but as you said, those are currently just CBI allegations which have been denied strongly by both the Delhi government and TRS politicians. Thanks so much for joining me on that. Meanwhile, let's go across to what's happening in the Congress party, where there's voting for president today after 2 decades. The voting went smoothly. 96% of delegates voted, and the Congress said other parties should learn from them on holding independent elections. But the big question remains, was Mallikarjun Kharge the Gandhi-backed candidate? And how much independence or autonomy will he have, or will he be a remote-controlled president?
Congress presidential elections and Sonia Gandhi, who has been at the helm for more than 20 years, appeared elated. But despite the electoral process, it's clear the Gandhi imprint will remain on whoever takes over as the new president.
When it comes to who is our face for in the upcoming Lok Sabha election, because that's normally how the question is framed, then definitely it's Rahul Gandhi ji.
While Kharge is clearly the front-runner, it will be interesting to see how many votes Shashi Tharoor manages to get, and if that's a signal to the grand old party for change.
Whether it is a clean sweep or not will be known only on 19th. I told you, whatever Udaipur declaration is there, that I am going to implement one by one if I get chance.
Whatever the outcome might be, I believe that every vote for me provides a signal, not just to the party but to the country, that the Congress party is willing to change and is willing to do whatever is needed to reinvigorate ourselves and take on the divisive forces of the BJP.
The next president will have his task cut out. Some leaders in the Congress have been demanding elections to the CWC. How much the next president will manage to be the change the Congress wants remains to be seen. Even as Sonia Gandhi still remains chairperson of the party's parliamentary board. But after the Congress president is elected, all eyes will be on Rajasthan, where front-runner Ashok Gehlot dropped out of the Congress race even before it began. And as his MLAs went in for a standoff with the Congress High Command over who should be the next Chief Minister, Ashok Gehlot, who voted in Rajasthan, has made it clear he is not giving in so easily.
और अनुभव से ही काम होता है देखिए युवा शक्ति जो होती है वो अपनी मेहनत कर सकती है अनुभव का कोई विकल्प नहीं होता है
Do you feel that whoever the new president will be able to settle sort of a leadership dispute in Rajasthan?
Whoever becomes the Congress president will have the fullest support of every single Congress worker in this country.
Sachin Pilot cast his vote in Delhi, and clearly resolving the Rajasthan factional fight is the immediate task for the next Congress president. NDTV Bureau Report.
In other news, the Prime Minister today launched a major new scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Urvarak Pariyojana for One Nation, One Fertilizer.
अब देश में यूरिया भारत ब्रांड से ही मिलेगी। जब पूरे देश में फर्टिलाइजर का ब्रांड एक ही होगा तो कंपनी के नाम पर फर्टिलाइजर को लेकर होने वाली मारामारी भी खत्म हो जाएगी। इससे फर्टिलाइजर की कीमत भी कम होगी, खाद तेजी से पर्याप्त मात्रा में उपलब्ध होगा।
Well, the other big headline tonight, the President has formally appointed Justice DY Chandrachud as the next Chief Justice of India. Justice Chandrachud will be India's 50th Chief Justice.
Justice Dhananjaya Chandrachud has been appointed India's next Chief Justice and will take over on the 8th of November. Outgoing Chief Justice Uday Umesh Lalit served just 74 days. Justice Chandrachud is now all set to become the 50th Chief Justice of India, with one of the longest tenures of recent Chief Justices of over 2 years. 62-year-old Justice DY Chandrachud is the son of India's 16th Chief Justice, Justice YV Chandrachud, who served for the longest tenure of 7 years. Justice Chandrachud got his bachelor's degree in law from Delhi University and earned his postgraduate degree and doctorate from Harvard University. Justice Chandrachud served as Additional Solicitor General of India between 1998 and 2000. He was appointed a judge of the Bombay High Court in 2000 and was elevated to the Supreme Court in 2016. In a speech 2 months ago, Justice Chandrachud had said justice should not be limited to the privileged.
In a nation as vast as ours, where graded inequality still persists, justice ought not to be limited to the socio-economically privileged sections of our society.
He also authored some of India's most progressive and landmark judgments while on the Supreme Court bench. Justice Chandrachud in fact overturned his father's judgment in the right to privacy case heard by a 9-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court in 2017 and said right to privacy and dignity is an intrinsic part of the right to life. On abortion rights, a 3-judge bench headed by Justice Chandrachud ruled that every woman, irrespective of her marital status, is entitled to safe and legal abortion. A 5-judge constitution bench, including Justice Chandrachud, had unanimously decriminalized the colonial era law, which criminalized consensual unnatural sex.
Justice Chandrachud, who is all set to become the 50th Chief Justice of India on November 9th, has many challenges waiting, from upholding the independence of judiciary and its credibility to reducing huge pendency of cases. With camera person Pawan Kumar, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
The other stories making headlines tonight. The West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has now intervened in the row over former cricketer Sourav Ganguly not being retained at the Border Cricket Control or being nominated by India to go to the International Cricket Council. She asked the Prime Minister to intervene, saying what has Sourav done wrong that he isn't being sent to the ICC.
A day ahead of the BCCI annual general meeting comes Mamata Banerjee's appeal for Sourav Ganguly.
My humble regards to the Prime Minister. Please take care that Sourav must be allowed to contest the ICC election. He has been deprived. Why he has been deprived? What is his fault?
The West Bengal Chief Minister on Monday expressed her shock at Sourav Ganguly not getting renominated for the post of BCCI President, but Jai Shah being allowed a second term as Secretary. The TMC had earlier registered a strong protest against Ganguly's removal. They had alleged that the former India skipper was paying the price for saying no to joining the BJP. Meanwhile, Bengal's leader of opposition and BJP leader Shubhendu Adhikari countered the attack by Mamata Banerjee.
ममता जी पहले सौरभ गांगुली को बंगाल का ब्रांड एम्बेसडर डिक्लेयर कीजिए, शाहरुख खान कहाँ गई? बंगाल का ब्रांड एम्बेसडर कौन है? शाहरुख खान क्यों गई? वहाँ सौरभ गांगुली को होना चाहिए, पहले करने बोलिए, पॉलिटिक्स ज्यादा मत करने बोलिए।
हमारे हिंदुस्तान की क्रिकेट की दुनिया में एक बड़ा सितारे के नाम होते हैं सौरभ गांगुली। उनको पद से हटाए गए, उनको गरिमा को खत्म किए गए और उनसे बदसलूकी करते हुए ये घोर अन्याय किए गए हैं।
Political power plays have always been witnessed in BCCI. It has been widely reported that Amit Shah met the BCCI top brass, including Ganguly, on 6th October at his house in New Delhi, during which Ganguly's exit route was charted. So is Mamata Banerjee responding to the BJP's influence on the BCCI? Her requests, however, are unlikely to be heard. But with Sourav Ganguly, the king of comebacks, announcing that he will contest the election for the president of the Cricket Association of Bengal, he still has his chance to get back into cricket administration. With Rika Roy in New Delhi and camera person Anuruddha Tripathi in Kolkata, Sourav Gupta, NDTV.
And going across to Maharashtra politics, well, the BJP and the Sena with Eknath Shinde have withdrawn their candidate for by-polls. Interestingly, this comes at a time when appeals are made by various political parties, but the Uddhav Sena is saying that they're scared of losing. But another setback coming for the new government and the BJP, Sohit, this in the Nagpur Panchayat elections.
Absolutely, Sonia. In fact, in the Nagpur, it is a very concerning news if we talk about not only Devendra Fadnavis but also about Nitin Gadkari or Chandrasekhar Bhawankhode, who is the president of Maharashtra BJP. All of these top leaders come from Nagpur. But if we talk about the Panchayat Samiti elections, the Congress has been able to win 9 out of the 13 chairpersons post and 8 out of the 13 deputy chairpersons post in Nagpur. The shocking part is that the BJP did not win a single post of chairperson and was able to win only 3 posts of deputy chairperson if we talk about the Nagpur Panchayat Samiti elections. Now, while today itself, as you also said, that the BJP announced that they will be withdrawing their candidate from the Andheri East by-poll elections, it is said that the result of the Nagpur Panchayat Samiti elections is also said to be one of the reasons for the same. Now, viewers must also understand that recently there has been a new government in the state, but after that, this hasn't been a good news, especially when such news or such figures are coming from Nagpur, which is also the headquarters of the RSS. And that is why ahead of the upcoming BMC elections, the BJP had announced that they won't be contesting the upcoming Andheri East by-poll elections. And they said that they are doing it because there has been a letter written by Raj Thackeray as well as other people, which also includes a press conference that was done by Sharad Pawar. But what has happened in Nagpur, and I also spoke to Nana Patole, who is the president of Maharashtra Congress, he said that Nagpur and in fact Vidarbha has been the home or the turf of the Congress in the few years. In the last few years we have been losing it, but now people are unhappy with the BJP, the way the inflation is growing, the way there has been unemployment, a rise in unemployment, and that is why the people are once again supporting the Congress. So a huge failure for the BJP and a huge a victory for the Congress if we talk about Nagpur, which has been very much a BJP turf for the last few years. Sonia?
Right. Thanks, Sohit, for that update. Meanwhile, let's just go across to what actually is going viral. And this is a tragedy because 4 young men have been killed because they were driving their BMW at over 220 kilometers per hour on the Purvanchal Expressway. Well, the roads there are fantastic, but they smashed into a truck coming in the opposite direction.
This live video from inside a speeding BMW car, clocking 230 kilometers per hour on Uttar Pradesh's Purvanchal Expressway right before a fatal crash last Friday, has gone viral on social media. One of the victims can be heard in the video egging on the driver to clock 300 kilometers per hour. The video, streamed live on social media by one of the victims, also features a prophetic comment from one of the occupants, who said "Charo marenge," or "all 4 of us will die." 4 people from Bihar were killed in the horrific car crash in the Sultanpur district. The BMW car rammed head-on into a container truck coming from the opposite direction but in the same lane. The truck was in the wrong lane because of a route diversion for road repairs.
A craze for speed killing 4 men there. But the other big headline internationally is, well, more pressure for current UK Prime Minister Liz Truss, the complete reversal of her mini budget. Vishnu has the details. Vishnu.
Well, it's quite fascinating actually, because the political journey of Rishi Sunak, Sonia, is clearly a roller coaster. And what we will be showing you now, trends wildly swinging up and down over his chances of becoming UK Prime Minister. So let's bring up those graphics where we can actually show you the trends of this wildly swinging up and down chances of him becoming UK Prime Minister. He is now back on top. Who knows, will the United Kingdom have a Prime Minister of Indian origin? Let's start with March 2000. He was favourite to be Prime Minister after Boris Johnson. By April, that started plummeting with his wife's tax issues and allegations that he had a green card for the US. But with Boris Johnson's increasingly seen to be in trouble, and following Mr. Johnson's resignation, Rishi Sunak's chances improved. But while many vouched for the highly educated and skilled Chancellor of the Exchequer, grassroots voters of the party, his party, had a problem, and his fortunes appeared to be wavering by September. In fact, by the end of September last month, there appeared to be no chance of him becoming Prime Minister. But we are now in October, and it's clear that Liz Truss's term has been an out-and-out disaster, and Rishi Sunak appears to be back in the driving seat. Some say the hot favourite to become UK's Prime Minister.
Right, with the odds, of course, and Liz Truss justifying her U-turn on her mini budget just over a month after she first announced it. The pound is already climbing.
What our budget has delivered is security for families for the next 2 winters. It's made sure that we're going to see higher economic growth, lower inflation and more opportunities. The way that we will get our country growing is through more jobs, more growth, more opportunities, not through higher taxes, higher spending and his friends in the union stopping hard-working people get to work.